To think of God is to disobey God. To think of God is to disobey God because God wanted us not to know Him and therefore did not show Himself to us. Let's be calm and simple, like brooks and trees, and God will love us for it, make us beautiful as brooks and trees, and will give us the green of His spring and a river to go to when we are done. Reading Fernando Pessoa. Let's read another one. I mean, there are poems that I've read with myself and they were just so beautiful that I sort of wanted to read them aloud and share them with you, and I hope that you will like. So there is a poem which says, I'm not a keeper of sheep, and there's another one which says, I'm a keeper of sheep. So I'll read that later. Let me read something that says, rhymes mean nothing to me, only rarely. Rhymes, right? The poems that rhyme. Rhythmical verses. Rhymes mean nothing to me, only rarely are two trees identical, standing side by side. My thinking and writing are like flowers having color, but the way I express myself is less perfect. Because I lack the divine simplicity of being only what I appear to be. I look and I am moved, moved as water flows when the ground slopes, and my poetry is natural, like the rising of the wind. I mean, it's so beautiful. I'm going to read it again. I'll read it again with myself and quietly as well, but aloud has more beauty. Rhymes mean nothing to me, only rarely. Are two trees identical, standing side by side. My thinking and writing are like flowers having color, but the way I express myself is less perfect because I lack the divine simplicity of being only what I appear to be. I look and I am moved, moved as water flows when the ground slopes, and my poetry is natural, like the rising of the wind. Wow, amazing. And here is another short one. I'll just complement it with a third one. It has a weird title. I'd give anything if only my life were an ox cart. I'd give anything if only my life were an ox cart, squeaking down the road early one morning, and later resuming to where it started toward nightfall down the same road. I'd have no need of hopes, I'd only wheels. I'd have no need of hopes, I'd need only wheels. As I grew old, I'd have no wrinkles or white hair. When I'd be of no further use, they'd pull off my wheels and I'd lie there overturned and broken at the bottom of a pit. This is a very beautiful way of looking at human life, and this is not just being a utilitarian in the strict sense of the word, but really being realistic, pragmatic, and opening one's heart. And this is not just a poet talking about himself, this is what's happening to a lot of people, right? And people always have to prove their usefulness in, in such a way that it doesn't seem like we've come a long way from civilizing ourselves when we began civilizing ourselves, from when civilization started. Anyway, so this is Fernando Pessoa. There's so many other poems. If I could take a bite of the whole earth, but for now I'll stop here, and you can see that this is very experimental. He's one of the pioneering poets of modernism. Thank you for sharing his poetry with me.